World Drum Club. What is up, my friends? It's Tuesday Museday. Welcome back. Let's see who's here. The usual suspects. Barry's here. Roseanne, Lacey, welcome back. Cornelius, Rebecca, Bill, Sue, Christina, welcome everybody. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. All right, folks, let's go to the right mic. There we go. How you guys doing? By the way, I'm wearing my shirt that I got from Taylor, Djembe Taylor, Holy Goat Percussion, holygoat.com, Tam Tam Manding Chicago. Little shout out there. You can pay me later. All right. Just kidding. Nobody's paying it. You guys pay a little to help out. All right, let's turn the looper down. I think we're broadcasting, right? Because I see comments. All right, welcome everybody. I've got some different features coming up in this episode of the show, and some new things. Now, some of you are wondering what in the heck is going on with all this stuff. I'll explain in a minute. We've got Reflections of Yanni coming up. We've got this This is our instrument feature, or our feature for today's show. I'll talk about the instruments in a little bit. We've got Gimme Five coming up. What more could you ask for? Oh, a video? You want to see a video? You guys always want to see a video. I've got a sample. Of course, I want to show you guys some things. So what I did is I pulled from one of the courses we have at our Patreon site. It was a DVD. All the courses used to be my DVDs. And then, of course, we know what's happened to the DVD world, the DVD landscape. It doesn't really exist that much anymore. So I put everything over there for patrons, kind of like the premium content for the premium patrons. It's not easy to say. So this is from that. This is from the Drum Circle, a musical approach. I wanted to share this with you in case you guys weren't aware, or if you are a patron and you haven't seen that, you need to be at the courses level. But if you're considering doing any kind of music facilitation, this set of lessons is a music-based way of facilitating, which, as far as I know, very few people, if any, besides me, are teaching out there. Lots on the conducting side, nothing wrong with that, but a lot of the times a little bit of music shifting, just how you play, is enough. And I've talked about that lately. Let me show you the video. This is on a technique we call modulating. I stole a lot of these from music therapy, the canon of music therapy literature and techniques. And I thought, well, anybody can use this to do music. You're not doing therapy necessarily, but you can do music and make it more fun and more flowing and less disruptive for your participants. And that's really the goal with these music-based techniques, is we're not interrupting people, we're not demanding their full attention and focus, and we're not using visual and words. We're not using visual cues and words, which have to be decoded. What is he saying? What does he want? What am I supposed to do? What does that mean? We're using music, so it's music to music, which is a great match. It's a great fit. All right, so let's see if I can play the video from here, and we'll be back in a second. Modulating is a little bit more of an advanced technique, but it's a way to introduce change into the music, and we use modulating, and there's different definitions of modulating. In this context, we're talking about it in terms of changing one element of the music. In traditional music theory, when we talk about modulating, we would talk about modulating a piece of harmonic music to a different key or tonal center, like going from C major to D major. Or we might talk about rhythmic modulation. That's a lot more complex than what I'm talking about here. Modulating in this context refers to changing one element of the music. For example, if I want to introduce some change in the music, but I don't want to change everything, and I don't necessarily want to just speed up or slow down, but I want to introduce something that's different, so it kind of has a refreshing effect or a focusing effect, and it doesn't interrupt the music. This is the key about modulating. I might just change to a different instrument, or I might change to a different modality. I might change from playing an instrument to dancing or moving. I could change the way I'm playing my instrument to create a different sound. If I do that, I'm introducing a new section. So it modulates from what it was, and I change something, and then that change is permanent. That change continues. I'm not going back and forth. I'm introducing something new through one of the many elements of music. And a lot of the elements of music that we work with, of course, are volume. We work with our patterns that we play. We work with timbre or the sound quality.
We can work with the different instrumentation. We can work with the different modalities. I might go to singing, using my voice instead of an instrument. There's all sorts of things you can do. And the effect of modulating is that it moves the music along without interrupting it, and it helps elicit other changes, because when you change what you do, chances are somebody else might change what they're doing. And over time, there's again a little domino effect, and you see different things happening, different changes, but you can initiate that change by modulating something in your playing, which will affect the overall music. So modulating is a way to bring in a little bit of freshness into the music, maybe move it in a little bit different direction without interrupting it.
All right. So that's a little bit about modulation. Like I said, lots of ways that can happen. If you're intrigued with the idea of music-based facilitation, go see us at patreon.com/Kalani and check it out over there. By the way, for those of you who are not patrons and you appreciate, well, let me just say, any of you who appreciate the live stream, the extra effort that goes into putting on these shows, this is our Buy Me a Coffee QR code right here. You can get your phone if you're not watching on your phone, or you can do this later. You have to have something you can take a pic. Use your camera. You guys know how to do a QR code. Anyway, you can do that. All right, it's time for our feature. Today's feature is these instruments, these little, and I'll explain what I have going here. First of all, I want to point out that these are from Native Tongue Percussion, and let me show you what their packaging looks like, because it's very nice. And I was sent these, so thank you for sending me a box of stuff, the folks at Native Tongue. I haven't used all of them yet, but you can see that there are several types of, I want to say assistive devices. Actually, they are. I mean, I would use these in music therapy. The idea is that you can do a lot of percussion stuff without the use of sticks, and just sort of get more bang for your buck using, like, for example, these both go on a pedal. Here's a shaker that goes on a bass drum pedal. Here's a tambourine jingle that goes on a bass drum pedal. I'll get those going some other time. Today, what I have set up is a few things. Let me give you the quick tour. So over here, I know it's hard to see with the black on black background. I'll try to give you different views. This is a rod mount striker. You can put anything underneath here, and then you mount this on a, I've got it on a cymbal stand, but you could put it on the typical, timbali stand or hardware stand. And got a mambo bell over here. Let me give you this view. I know it's hard to see, but can I hold something? I'll hold my book up behind it, so you can see what's going on over here. You see that? So up here, and the top is neoprene, and it's awesome. So one hand bell playing, and it's the same idea over here. I've got one here that's attached to a wood block. I know it's kind of loud. I'll try not to play too loud. Wood block, and then a smaller block up here, right, on the bongos. And what's nice is there's no extra stands or anything. These have claw mounts, and they just mount right on, super easy. And in fact, you don't even have to really tighten them down. They just go on there, and then they rest on the side of the drum, and they're all supported. This one is a smaller wood block. And then over here, you can see in both views. Let me see, overhead view. Yeah, you can just see the top. You see what it looks like? So there's a kind of a circle, which is the main striking area, and then this area, also padded. Cha-cha bell, small cowbell. And you can see it here, right? And, well, the word feature is in the way, but see that? Where is it? You can kind of see it there. There we go. Get some light on that. There we go. See? So what's the benefit is, you know, the instruments are just right there. I don't have to pick anything up. I don't have to pick up an instrument and a stick. I mean, it's pretty cool. So right now I've got 3 percussion instruments right on the sides. That's what I was featuring in the opening looping. And yeah, and then in addition to that, there's an infomercial here. There are different beater tips. There's a red, which I've not opened, but I have the red on the one up here. And then there's a blue. They're just slightly different densities. And then you get a little Allen wrench and you can change them and do that. So there's also a hi-hat mount, which I tried to use, except my hi-hat, the post on my hi-hat is too thick. It's like, I guess it's like a heavy-duty hi-hat. And so it didn't fit on that one, but I might have a different hi-hat stand that I can try. All right, pretty cool stuff. Native tongue percussion. Check it out, you guys. So far, so good. I'll explore this a little bit more in future live streams and some of the live looping that I'm doing. But yeah, kind of excited about that. All right, I have a brief reflections of Yanni for you today. I believe it was Cornelius that requested that. So this is a short one, just a shorty, but I put in 2 photos. Let's see if I can navigate towards it with my keyboard here. I believe it is the next slide. Let's see. There we go. All right. So this on the, let me tell you who's doing what over here. On the left is right up front with the Cheez-It box, because he loved to snack all the time, Osama Afifi, bass player, years 1 and 2, which would be 91, 92. That's when I did it from 91 to 94, did the Yanni gig. So there's Osama. Right behind him is Yanni's assistant / former assistant to Linda Evans, Suzanne Smella. Right behind her, being sneaky, is Sachi McHenry, the cellist. And then in the pink shirt, my friend Julie Homey. You guys have seen Julie in the holiday tunes, right? That she's a keyboard player. And we're still in touch, still friends, still do some projects together. And then behind her, all the way in the back, is Charlie Bisharat. Also, I believe, years 1 and 2. And then he defected and went to John Tesh's gig. Charlie, an amazing violinist. So Charlie and Karen were on the gig for the first couple years together. And then also another woman named Julianne French. But I think Julianne maybe only did the first year. I'm not sure. So that's what's going on there. And apparently they are doing some fountain twiddling. I don't know. I guess it feels good. Probably does. And then on the right, this is my very first percussion setup. I know that because I have timbales, and I have up on the top where the World Drum Club is. If you look up there, I've got an octapad, which was this giant pad that it was electric, MIDI pad, right? And you could trigger electronic sounds and samples with that. So I had that up there. I had a lot of stuff, too much stuff. But that's what you do when you get a gig like this. You just bring all your stuff. I had so much stuff. I kind of felt bad for the crew, because I had a lot of cases of stuff, and it was a lot to set up. A lot of it unnecessary, but you can see I have timbales, bongos, congas, cymbals, chimes, other stuff up there. And I believe this is in the rehearsal studio, I think, because of the wall color. Because I don't have any walls that color, and I believe the studio did have those. So that is Reflections of Yanni for today, which brings us to Q&A. However, before we get into Q&A, and you can cue me about Yanni stuff too, and things that you saw in that, or anything I've done up to this point. I do want to keep it, when you guys have questions, please keep it about what's happening in the show. Unless you want to talk about vintage American muscle cars, and then I will make an exception. All right, but before we do that, before we do Q&A, let's start our Gimme Five. I think most of you have done the Gimme Five or been selected for the Gimme Five. The Gimme Five is, again, you pick 5 instruments that I have here somewhere in the space, and I will do a live looping at the end of the show with those 5 sounds. And it could be the drums, and I've got just a reminder, cajon right down here. Today, also right here, I have the Can-Do small kabonga or kajonga. Sounds like that. Another cajon, so that's the small cajon. Obviously we have congas, 2 congas, bongos. We've got bells and blocks. You can just say wood block, cowbell. You know, I got the usual stuff, shaker over here. And then a few things behind me. Yeah, you know, you guys know what I have. So make your list of 5 things. Also native flutes, which I'm happy to integrate in there. That's pretty much it. So put a list together, be creative. If you want, you can put a tempo like slow, medium, fast, and you can dedicate it to a person, a cause, whatever you want. Make a dedication, and we'll include that when we get to that. All right, so that's coming up in a little bit. That's the Gimme Five. Let's do Q&A. So if you have any questions, put them down now in the chat. I've got my phone right here. I'm looking back into the past because it's actually playing the live stream. I can see the live stream happening from, I don't know, like 20 seconds ago. But I've got the volume off, so it's okay. All right. Any questions? Christina, oh, Chevy Impala, 67, classic. Nothing wrong with that. So right now I'm working on a 1971 Corvette. I have a channel for that, for the updates. It's not an instructional channel or anything. It's like a vlog channel. It's called Unboxed, if you want to look it up. I just show what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, MP is reminding us, if you're reading this comment, you aren't paying attention to your romantic partner on Valentine's Day. Go out and buy some flowers. Good point. You still have some time. All right. So, a little bit of truth. Actually, I went shopping, because I don't see any questions here, you guys, so I'm going to talk about myself. I went shopping and threw down for some sushi-grade fish. I got 3 kinds of fish. I'm gonna cook. So I got some tuna, sashimi going on. I got some black cod. I'm doing miso marinated black cod. I've got some Arctic char, some Norway Arctic char, and then I got a little bit of New York steak just to throw in there. And we'll have that with some truffle salt. That's what I'm doing. Try. You got to do what you can do, you know. But Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. All right. Roseanne is like, okay, at MP, what's your excuse? That's true, MP. I mean, you know, it's okay. All right, I see one Gimme Five. We'll wait. We'll wait for a couple more. Let me plug a couple things while we're doing that. So let me see what's over here. Nothing. That's Gimme Five. Hold on. I've got to use these keys, and sometimes they're hard to hit. Percussion master classes. We had a nice one this past Sunday. Had a few people, and these are for patrons. But right now it's open to all patrons. So get in there if you want to have coaching. We're doing this twice a month, second and fourth Sundays, right before the Zuma flute-alongs, which are our Native American style flute play-alongs. Those are on Sundays. So we do 10:30 to 11:30 percussion master class. For those of you who are not familiar with that concept, master class is where a teacher, in this case me, although I might bring in some other teachers. That's a nice idea. See if we can coordinate that. A teacher will listen to and watch. Listen, you know, in this case, listening, because it's mostly music, but also watching students play examples of whatever they're working on, and then give them feedback, give them coaching, give them advice, so they can do what they want to do. So it's like a mini lesson, like a mini group lesson, but it's on the topic that you bring to it. It's not a formal class like on a certain thing that I determine. This is for you guys. It's for patrons to get some coaching and advice on whatever you want. So it's personalized for you guys. So whoever shows up, that's the percussion masterclass. So that's Sundays 10:30 to 11:30, and then from 12 to 1 we do Zuma flute alongs, which I like to say as Zuma flute along. You can't give a guy a bunch of buttons and effects and not expect him or her to use them. All right, so Zuma flute alongs are really fun. I play live accompaniment and some recorded stuff, some loops, and then participants flute along to it. But you know, that you could play percussion along, you can play anything along to it. It doesn't have to be Native American flutes. Ukulele, whatever you want to do, just time to play and practice, and then also make some requests and have some opportunities to hang out. Okay, what do we got here? Anything else from? Well, I'm gonna put it. Oh, Cornelius has a Gimme Five suggestion also. Oh, okay, but oh, sorry, too late. I just scrolled up. All right, so the Gimme Five today is Lacey's green cajon, shaker, bongos, congas, flute, wood block. Okay. We got the wood block. Let me go with that shaker. And any, so this is a question for Lacey. Any tempo, feel, dedication? You have a few seconds to decide. I'm gonna get that ready. And let's see, I don't know, what flute do I want to play? Let's see. There's too many to choose from. Oh, I know. I'll play one of my Blue Star flutes. Hang on. I like this one. This, I believe, is this is an E. This is a nice one. Very light. If you guys are looking for flutes, Blue Star up north of Vancouver. He's up there making these all himself. Up, I don't know where he lives, but up in the. He's not in the city. I'll put it that way. Good stuff there. So that's ready, and then we've got congas, bongos, woodblock, shaker, and the can-do cajon. All right. Do we have an updated, moderate reggae. Reggae again. Okay. It's a reggae thing. Let me see if I can, just a second, I'm going to listen to my accompaniment here, see if I can get a reggae vibe. I'm setting up my, it's the drum machine in the looper, which I usually play to a beat because I like that better. So let me see if I can get something. Oh, here we go. I gotta change the tempo a little. Sorry, you guys. I don't mean to ignore you. I'm just trying to focus down here. I'm gonna go a little slower. Yeah, I'm feeling like 85 is a good tempo. Oops, I just erased it. All right. All right. let's erase what was already in the looper. So many buttons. Are you guys doing any looping yourselves? Anybody? I think some of you are. I'm using because I know people ask, I'm using the Boss RC505 MK2. I used to have the regular Boss RC505, and then I upgraded, and I got really confused. All these weird things started happening with the looper. That's the way it goes. All right, hold on. Let's do this. You got to have the right graphic. Okay, shaker, wood block, congas, bongos, cajon, flute, right? Let me just check before we start. Yeah, okay. All right, so this is Lacey's Gimme Five, and we will check in. Yeah, we have time. Actually, we're kind of like ahead of schedule. Maybe we can do 2. Ooh, I'm not making any promises. I gotta go cook. As MP pointed out, you gotta pay attention to your loved ones today. But that should include everyone. Right? Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm just gonna put this little background on. I gotta switch mics. Yeah, okay. See you in a minute. Let's make some music. All right. Hope you guys like that. Thanks, Lacey, for the suggestion. And we have time to do more. So, Lacey, since you were picked, why don't you pick the next person? Let's do one more. Why not? And if you're still here, are you? Dance around? Okay, campfire. Thank you, Christina, for the kind words. Yeah, so Lacey, I'll take a minute if you want, if there's anybody, and let's do it again. Put your Gimme Fives up there, and take a second to pick someone else who maybe hasn't had a turn yet. But, I don't expect you to know. Okay, Roseanne is saying, I still need approval from Lacey because I asked her to pick somebody. But you guys work it out. I don't, it's fine, whatever you guys decide. I'll wait. Thanks, you guys, for showing up. I appreciate it. It is Valentine's Day. I mean, we all know it's a Hallmark holiday, right? But that's okay. Which ones aren't at this point, It's fine. It marks the season, it's just good. It's good. It's all good. Okay, so Lacey picked Cornelius. Thank you, both of you. And okay, so cajon, bongo, shaker, woodblock, native. What? That sounds awfully familiar. Is that right, Cornelius? Or you want to stick with that, or do you want to change it? You have 5 seconds. No, I'm just putting it out there. It's fine with me. I have no problem. Is that really what you picked before? Because that's like exactly the same, pretty much. It is. You guys are on the same wavelength. Cajon, but I'll use the big cajon. Bongos, shaker, woodblock, name. So no congas. No congas in that. Let's do a different flute. Let's do, because, I think I'm feeling maybe a little, oh, 7/8 Yanni style. Okay, you got it. Now I have to set up the looper, the click. All right, hang on, this takes a second. Let me go here, and I know that's somewhere in here. Okay, here we go, beat. The beat, oh, I have to erase everything. Hold on. This is the thing about live stuff, is that, you know, it's, yeah, I gotta change stuff around. Okay, let me check this. All right, do I have a beat? Okay, let me get a, let me get a little faster. Hold on. I'm trying to pick a groove that's gonna work. Okay. We're zeroing in. I've got to give myself a couple more measures though. I'm making the loops longer right now. Usually I do 4 bars, but on the last one I did 2 bars each because it was a little bit, I sort of double timed 2 bars. But what I have right now, and you know what, Cornelius, I'm glad you suggested this because I was actually thinking about doing that today as the rhythm feature, but I did the instrument feature instead. But I do want to do like a 7/8 feature and share some of the rhythms that I was playing on the congas and bongos with Yanni, because I thought you guys might want to check that out. For those of you who don't know, a lot of Yanni's music, several of the pieces, the opening piece, Within Attraction, Keys to Imagination, they're in 7/8. And so what does that mean? I'll show you in a second. But, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we actually used to do it kind of double time feel. Daka, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ding, ding, da, da, ding, 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 ding. I'm not going to go that fast, am I? Let me see. Maybe. Maybe not that fast. I think I want to just do 120. Okay, let me switch my mics. And anything else going on that I need to know about? I don't think so. All right. Let's see how this works. All right. Well, I had fun. That was challenging. But I think I learned some things during that. Flying by the seat of my pants is what I'm doing over here. I hope you guys appreciated that. That's why I'm here, to be challenged. You guys put me on the edge. So, and I love that, you know. I hope, so far, a knock on wood, because I haven't really crashed and burned too hard yet. Most of my problems with the show have been just technical things like forgetting to press live stream or having the audio like muted or something. But fortunately, like I said, next week I'll have a grand crash. Is this volume? This volume is. How did that? Oh, you know what? That's so funny. The sound is coming out of my AirPods over there on my desk. That's why I was hearing that little echo. Anyway, I hope you guys like that. I mean, if you didn't, it's too bad. It's already done. No, I had fun with that. So it was, it was a little challenging. Let me go down to the end. Hey, you guys, leave your kind comments for each other. I love that you guys are so supportive of each other. Thanks, Cornelius, for the suggestion. And it is kind of cool to do odd meter stuff, you know. Maybe I'll have to do more of that. See, now I have ideas. I get some ideas and some inspiration. Thank you, Roseanne. Thank you, Lacey, Christina. All right, Native Tongue Percussion is here. Okay, thank you for showing up. Thank you for the Valentine hug. So if you guys have any questions for Native Tongue Percussion, you know, leave your contact info in the chat, and then people can go to the website. I'm sure you guys can figure out how to get to the website. But I hope you guys enjoyed also the looping and the the instruments that way I have hanging off of the congas today. So we have a couple minutes. I just want to say thank you again, and thanks to Roseanne for kind of moderating and hosting. Appreciate everything you do. Also on the Facebook group, you guys, if you're not already part of it, we have a Facebook group that it's for World Drum Club stuff, but you know, a lot of the time we share other things that are going on. World Drum Club is not about me, I hope. Please tell me it's not about me. So really, at this point, it's just about world drumming, sharing good stuff. You know, we try to shine the spotlight on anything and everyone that's just doing cool stuff in the world of, not even just drumming at this point, but that's the focus, World Drum Club. So go there and check us out on Facebook. As I mentioned, you can buy me a coffee. Click the QR, or not click, just scan the QR code. And I understand that stands for Quick Response. Is that what it is? Quick Response Code. Something like that. And have a wonderful rest of your evening. Please visit us on Patreon. If you guys like, you know, if you appreciate the content, you want to see more, you want to see us do more, please support the channel. That's my hope, is that you decide to become a patron and support the channel. And if you want to up your game and get more, you know, instruction and do some lessons and things, join over at the courses tier. And I also do private lessons for people once in a while. Just did one last week. And we have our percussion master classes every second and fourth Sunday. All right, I'm going to sign off. Let's put some music back on. That was kind of fun. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So thank you again, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you next time on Tuesday Museday.